In the video, it clearly shows an individual taking photos of a security checkpoint in the basement that leads to the Capitol.
What they were taking a picture of is I took the family, and of course the other folks were with them, have two young kids that wanted to see the little trains that take congressmen. So I took them to show them where the trolley was in the Rayburn Tunnel.
But why do you think pictures were being taken of a stairwell, around security?
If you go to that stairwell, there's a golden eagle sconce that's on the wall. That's what he was taking a picture of.
So that is Representative Barry Loudermilk responding to concerns about the fact that he spent the better part, more than a year, denying having taken anyone on any tours of the Capitol grounds in advance of the January 6th insurrection. We found out that in fact he did. That some of those on the tours took photos that at least seemed a little bit suspicious, taking photos of stairwells and things like that. And that one of the individuals who went on the tour did not necessarily, we don't know yet, breach the Capitol, but was filmed on January 6th in DC making threatening comments, which we'll get to. Now he has a response. He says, no, they weren't taking suspicious photos of a stairwell. They were taking photos of the little trains. Or maybe it was a golden eagle statue, or maybe, as he is being reported in Newsweek, it was pictures of children's artwork that they were taking photos. They weren't taking photos of the tunnels or anything like that. So generally, as a rule, David, when you start giving lots of reasons for a thing, it makes it more suspicious rather than less. What do you think?
Well, pretty soon Loudermilk's going to say, no, they were taking pictures of the elf on the shelf. I mean, this is absurd. Nobody takes, I've seen that eagle sconce. That's not something anybody would take a picture of. I sort of get, sure, kids may want to see the little train that shuttles through the congressional office buildings. Okay, that sort of makes sense, but there's still no reasonable explanation for why people would be taking pictures of the stairwells in that area. Other than they wanted to know for their own, I don't know, related to January 6th, what the layout was and where the stairwells were and helping their friends. That's the logical explanation. And Loudermilk, I hope this guy has to go under oath and make these same claims, because then he'll be looking at a perjury and contempt of Congress and everything else.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because a lot of people are wondering why he hasn't been brought in. He has answers for that too. Take a look at this.
These are folks who had never been to Washington, D.C. And they were here to visit their congressman, and they were excited.
Why not just speak to the committee and just?
Because the committee's never called me and asked me anything.
They sent a letter asking for your voluntary cooperation.
They never sent it to me.
Your office never received it.
No, never.
Okay, it is conceivable that the committee has never reached out to him. I suppose that's a thing that could exist in the physical realm that we inhabit. It seems pretty hard to believe, David, that they've never reached out to him. They sent it to the wrong email address or something, or it got lost in the mail. They've been talking about him specifically for some time now. The idea that they would never have reached out to him, that seems hard to believe.
Right, I guarantee they have tried to reach out to him. Maybe they sent him emails, maybe they sent letters to his staff. But what he's saying now, the committee should take him on his word and say, okay, we will have a process server at the most inconvenient to you, maybe when you're in the bathroom in the House Rayburn building, and physically hand it to you so that you know, yes, the committee wants to talk to you. And then come talk to us, because again, Loudermilk has this pattern of lying and deflecting and changing sort of where changing where his defense is. That's not gonna last. Eventually, it's all gonna come back to haunt him.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And yeah, maybe all of this was fine. Like even if we found out that one of the people taking the photos were doing something like wrong, that doesn't mean that Loudermilk knew when he took them around or anything like that. There's a lot that we don't know, and so we can't speak definitively about it. But here is what I know. We would be far less suspicious if he hadn't lied for over a year about taking someone on a tour. It is easy to conceive of it being totally innocent. It is more difficult to conceive of that after you hid its existence for over a year. If it was totally like above board, on the level, nothing wrong, why did you lie about it month after month after month after month when people were making specific questions about people taking these sorts of tours? That's what makes it suspicious. And then on top of it, the stakes, as David alluded to, we know that there were people who wanted to figure out the grounds so they could potentially trap and, I'll say, at least start a hostage situation, if not massacre our elected representatives. The guy who's in the video with him, he's on video. We showed this yesterday saying, we're coming to take you out and pull you out by your hairs, talking about AOC. When I get done with you, you're gonna need a shine on top of that bald head. He threatened Nancy Pelosi as well. And by the way, we also found out just in the last day or two, there are new conspiracy charges in relation to these Oath Keepers. Well, we found out what the Oath Keepers were up to in these messages. They wanted to track lawmakers' movements in the tunnels underneath the Capitol complex. One of them in a Facebook message said, all members are in the tunnels under Capitol, seal them in, turn on gas, do like we had to do when I was in the Corps, I think he means Marine Corps, start tearing out floors, go from top to bottom. So they are talking about trapping and then gassing or moving from floor to floor and massacring politicians. So understanding the layout seems pretty significant. Like he could have been affected by this. To keep hiding his involvement, Loudermilk, is just, it's unacceptable, David.
Right, and if he had any sense of shame, any sense of integrity, look, and it's understandable. Maybe he gave a tour and didn't know why these people were, on the tour and why they were taking pictures. That's fine. So why didn't, right after January the 6th, why didn't he go to authorities and say, look, there were some constituents that I gave a tour to. I think that they're innocent. I think there was nothing here, but I'm gonna give you their names, their numbers. I'm gonna give you whatever exculpatory evidence I have that shows that they were innocent, but you talk to them and let the investigators determine whether there was anything nefarious here. The fact that he would try to hide it suggests that no, he probably suspects that they were up to something no good and he was trying to hide and trying to deflect. And that just goes to show there is no shame, there's no sense of integrity in any of these folks.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.